don't care. I'll just take this. I don't really mind. Hopefully I don't lose anything important. And we lost a super combo. Why is it always a super combo? All right, we're running it back with Vegeta. Not too many changes in the deck. Added a couple of consistency pieces, made sure our Self-Awakenings were maxed out to the max amount that we have. And then after that, just kind of running through, adjusting some of the ratios. I'm thinking about cutting down Final Flash from 3 to 2 because it's super dead draw. Sickle's still at 2 over here. And then from there, it's just kind of fixing up our 4-drop line. We got more rare trunks, so let's run with that. But otherwise, it is generally the same Vegeta deck I've been running throughout. We're definitely going to try out some of the other starter decks at some point, but let's see if we can rack up any other game. Dude, we end up playing so many Broly's. It's crazy because it just goes to show how much people love the deck, because I think without the rares, he's actually generally pretty bad. But I'm not worried because generally for me, Broly is like free, especially when you have like these Self-Awakeners to kind of chip in damage and get yourself awakened early. It's so smooth for Vegeta. So we'll keep this hand. Press the key button that has the X. The amount of times I've mulliganed away my hand that I meant to keep. Here, because we have two generally the rule I give myself is if I have 2 Self-Awakeners, I'll go ahead and use the energy marker on them because you can just apply consistent pressure. Now, there's always the option to kind of bounce this guy, the MOA, back to hand, but we're never going to do that. Here, the blocker is kind of pointless because anything that we'd want to block from Broly is going to be too big. So for the most part, I'm not too worried, depending on if he has a slow start or not. I don't even know if there's a world where we do this, but I do like using the Sickle to get rid of like a blocker. So like a Paragus plus a blocker, something like that later in the game. But I don't think we're ever doing this Goku Black one. So first, let's just swing in, get our card draw. The Double Striker I found hasn't been totally like super useful because you do end up chipping Broly down to 1 life easier than not than having Double Strike. Especially with Gigantic Meteor, it's just really hard to chip damage into him, but it's not terrible. I'm not too worried about it. I will say I'm a little concerned for the longevity of this Gohan. Usually you can defend them pretty good, but here we're in a situation where don't have a lot of combo power in hand, especially with like, bro, these, yeah, the amount of times this is why I want to cut Final Flash from 3 to 2, just because it's stuck in your hand so much. It feels nice to get rid of their 5-drop for like nothing, but otherwise it is so much effort. This is just such a dead card in hand. And I'm A-okay because him comboing that away means hopefully I need to block less to protect my Goten in the subsequent turn, depending on what he plays on turn 2. But generally with Broly, just rush him down. If you don't give him time to breathe to be able to do the rampy stuff, he's so much easier to deal with, especially if you like force him to awaken. Oftentimes my Broly opponents will hold on to their awaken until they go to 3 life, which puts them at 2 or even lower. So Broly's not really a leader that you can afford to hold your awaken if you're being rushed down, just because you lose 1 health on awaken. So the crit's kind of annoying, but if he attacks me, I don't particularly care. If he attacks the Goten, I do care, and that's fine because I can just bounce him back to hand afterwards. So it's like a full tempo loss for him. I don't care. I'll just take this. I don't really mind. Hopefully I don't lose anything important, and we lost a super combo. Why is it always a super combo? That's fine though. If he doesn't combo, yeah, okay, then we're good. So now we're in a position where we can bounce this to hand. We feel good about it. And we're going to be able to swing twice, which awakens us, which is really good, and probably puts Broly in range to be able to take some damage. So I really like the position we're in now. And then getting a crit attacker for that late game. All right, so we're at 6 cards in hand, so we'll just get the bounce off rip right now. And I love Goten for being able to set back the tempo, remove blockers, and everything. Feels so good when you're able to do that. And now actually, instead of going into Goten, because we drew the Trunks, we can actually go into Trunks and apply much bigger damage, which I like, but I don't think we need to do right away. Does it make a difference? Probably not. Thoughts. Okay, we'll just go with the Trunks, that's fine. Okay, here he swings for 25, so we'll just go and jump in right now. We will have to combo 1 away if we want to use our Vegeta ability, so that's fine. We'll get rid of him. Yeah! All right, let's hit Awaken. And this is just what you want to do, because next turn, he's committed to have to ramp or else be super behind, right? The only way he catches up is by turtlesing into a Gohan, into potentially Broly's late game. And if you just don't give him the opportunity to be able to do that, then like you're coasting, you're in a really good spot. So here, I usually want to force Broly to have to awaken, like going on my turn as opposed to their own, because then you give them the chance to swing and awaken, which I don't love, but I don't particularly mind. I think I value the additional attack off of Vegeta to start ripping cards from hand earlier the turn after, then kind of holding him off. If he plays a Self-Awakener, he kind of does the same thing anyways. So What you gonna do? You know, gigantic meteor, big guy? You gonna big strength? I don't think you can afford the big strength. I think you lose if you do. But you also can't afford not to, right? And this is kind of the predicament our opponent's at here. And again, we can just sickle. If anything gets too spooky. Yo, he's playing the Raditz though? I don't know. Alright, we got this for sure. I do not mind this at all. And I'm 100% gonna protect these cards. Well, I'm not gonna protect the Goten. I don't really care too much about that. But I do care about this guy right here. Because next turn we can play another one and just kind of go big, so... Yeah, that's fine. The Goten can go. Don't particularly care about that. I will, however, protect this guy. Whoa, okay, we're gonna see the Awaken. So generally here sequencing, get your swing on Broly first before you Awaken, because then you get the additional draw. The benefit also of forcing Broly into an early draw is that, one, in this format, most people don't really have the 5-drop Goku, and without him on board, Broly just can't use his way to draw cards now, is to activate main in a meaningful way. Here I would like to super combo, but I can't, so we'll trash a Goten and then this guy. And this is just because I value the pressure so much. Broly's already at 3, now he's gonna have to dump cards out of hand off of like no combo from us. So you're gonna have to dump some tempo into these guys. So there's lots of plays that we could be making here. If anything, I almost really enjoy the idea of sickling. But what we'll do is actually just trigger that first, force a card out of our opponent's hand. And we might actually just sickle. As much as I want to play another Trunks, I think just forcing cards out of our opponent's hand in a way that makes him think he's going to be able to keep these guys, and then we just sickle them away, because I don't even know what he can play. He can play Turles next turn, but sickle doesn't do anything to that anyway, so I'd rather use the card now while the tempo is in our advantage instead of having a dead card. So here he super combos. Nope, he just takes it, so now he's in perfect range for our double striker. It's great. Again, not something we'll particularly probably do, but good to have on hand, and then we'll just kind of get our value here while we can. And now I don't particularly mind if the Trunks dies, because next turn we can go into Vegeta, we can go into Son Gohan, I don't know. If he does play Turles, we can go ahead and do Final Flash into Gohan, which is nice, and then we get a big attacker, and we deal with his 5-drop, which is really good for us. So your opponent has 8 cards, so pretty good for Awakened Broly hand, but he's gonna have to start doing stuff to either deal with the board here. If he attacks into Trunks, I'll probably just let it go at this point. But we're at a healthy life total. We have a couple of turns at least before Broly's start coming down, which gives us a bunch of opportunity to just start attacking, chipping cards away. Whoa. What? What? I mean, okay. Sure. I appreciate what you're trying to do here, opponent. I will say, we are low on cards at the moment, so it would be nice to draw into like a Goku Black, or really anything that starts going, a Gotenks would be nice to start getting some advantage also. So here we are definitely going to just let that through though. I think we're at a point where defending this is kind of not to our benefit no more. And I think we just take this here. I'm pretty partial to just drawing cards at the moment. Kind of low. 10k combo, we'll take that. It's not terrible. We'll go ahead and use our skill. Swing at our opponent, try to get a card out of his hand. Yep, got a super combo out. Take those. Alright, then we'll go in with a Gohan. Swing for a beefy 35k again. Force, if we get another super combo, that's great, right? If we can force more super combos early, we're in a phenomenal position, in my opinion. Yeah. See, that's at least we clear out the way for our double striker now. Like, we're in a so much better position knowing that he's 2 super combos down. Obviously, if he holds up energy next turn, he could have meteors or what have you, but here we'll just get this down to kind of protect us from this critical striker, because if I'm going to combo away or have her on board or something, like if he plays a Turtles here, at least I'll be able to block it. Not trying to take critical attacks where I don't have to. Alright, so it goes up to 6. If he plays a ramper now, we are... Well, I mean, he had the opportunity to ramp here, right, with this meteor. Or destructive strength, I mean. But no, okay, we're just tempo. So just playing out tempo. Here, the Vegeta's pretty big, so we're definitely just going to block the Vegeta if we have the opportunity to. And then go with a double striker, probably. I think that's just kind of where we're lining up. Try to chip away at the hand if there's any cards there or not. Fingers crossed. Okay, so he does do the pop. So we don't have to worry about Broly ever. He's never really getting into that in time. But does have 2 energy up, which is potentially 2 meteors, which I'm not too thrilled about. That's a lot. So hopefully he plays something. Yeah, this we're 100% blocking. And then if he goes for Gohan, I don't mind. It's no big deal. Because I don't have to worry about Broly for another 2 turns, sure. I mean, if he wants to, okay, we'll just... Fine by me. Bit of a misplay here from our opponent, I assume. That's fine, that will let through, and then I'll probably just take the next hit if he comes at me. Okay. I will just take that. If we could draw out the super combo to kind of protect ourselves going into next turn, that would be really good. Okay, so a little bit of a spooky turn, potentially. Because I hate going for the double strike when our opponent can have like so much in hand. But I think this is just kind of how we have to do it. So I'll start off by clearing the board, or at least try to force a card out of hand. No point in attacking into him, he takes it, I give him another card. If he combos to protect this though, that would be like godlike, but I don't think so. I think if I need to bait, I would have to swing into this and combo out a little bit, but that's fine. We clear the board a little bit, which is good for us. Hopefully means we can survive another turn. Okay, get rid of this Broly, which is a huge deal for us. Let's see, so every meteor is at 25k. So if he has 2 meteors, it's 50k, it can go up to 75, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Whereas he can go to 75. So I hold a 5k. Yeah, because then... Yeah, we'll just force out his entire hand, see if he has anything. So you can go to 75 for free. So let's see, so we're at 75 now. That would be the 2 gigantic meteors, plus another card, and if that card's a 5k... Okay, we're just going in, we're just going in, we're just going in! If he has super combos, that's really bad too, but got rid of 2 super combos, I doubt... Okay, there's 1 gigantic meteor. You only had 1 though, right? Right? You only had 1 though? Yes, yes. Let's go! Get fucked! You ain't big enough, Broly? Dude, I love the adrenaline rush because they can always potentially out you. They might have the super combos, might have had the double meteors, like, oh my god. But that's why the Broly matchup is just so, like, in my opinion, if you played aggressively as Vegeta, dude, you're so favored. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. 100% taking out a Final Flash from my deck, though. That is ridiculous.